Dongdan City at the border of the Shaw Straits. In a dark warehouse near the sea, 7 to 8 computer mainframes, more than 10 monitors, and a very advanced civilian server were placed on a circular table. In addition to these, there was a black carbine with a silencer, the M4A, and a tactical belt with 4 magazines. A young man wearing glasses, with a pale face and sharp eyes, sat on a swivel chair, tapping on the keyboard in an orderly manner. Next to the keyboard, a Glock 18 pistol lay quietly. The black body of the gun and the matte silencer gave off a sense of danger. This man was called Shi Lei, nicknamed Stone, Stone Monster, Stone Head. Shi Lei wore Bluetooth earplugs, and his gaze swept across the 4 screens on the far right. The screens showed the situation around the warehouse, the alley to enter the warehouse, and the images of the sky around the warehouse. An independent screen showed a highway motorbike parked in a small alley beside the warehouse. This was the escape tool Shi Lei had prepared in case of an emergency. These images were very clear. Clearly, a high-definition surveillance camera was used. Everything is normal, Shi Lei thought to himself. Nothing unexpected happened. Beep, beep, beep. The Bluetooth headset made a soft sound, and Shi Lei pressed on it. Number 1, are you ready? An electronically coded voice entered Shi Lei's ears from the Bluetooth headset. Number 1 is ready. Falcon, please give your orders. Shi Lei's voice was also electronically coded before it was transmitted through the Bluetooth headset. Number 1, wait for Falcon's orders. Understood. After Shi Lei finished speaking, he couldn't help but say, calling Falcon. Number 1, what's the situation? Even though Falcon's voice had been electronically coded, dissatisfaction could still be heard in his voice. Falcon, number 1 requesting independent communication. Beep, beep, beep. Number 1, independent communication established. What's the situation? Falcon's tone was very serious. Shi Lei's pale face flushed with a sickly red. Falcon, after this matter, the organization will agree to help me once, right? Shut up. Falcon said furiously, number 1, we're currently on a mission. If there's anything, we'll talk about it later. The independent communication was cut off, and then Shi Lei was loaded into the regular communication channel. Shi Lei clenched his fists and took a deep breath. His chest heaved up and down as anger brewed within him. I hope the organization can keep its promise, or else. The information in my hands should be enough to deal with the organization. East of Dongdan City, Voisan and Lijian Province were holding a joint fleet exercise. These 2 world superpowers displayed their formidable military strength to the entire world. Lijian Province's aircraft carrier, shipborne sea-based aircraft, shipborne unmanned aircraft, Voisan's amphibious landing ship, and individual auxiliary systems would all be involved in the exercise. On the aircraft carrier in Lijian Province, the unmanned aircraft first flew into the sky to carry out preliminary reconnaissance and detection, as well as to eliminate the target of the exercise. A total of 10 Predator drones flew silently in the sky. On the deck of the aircraft carrier, shipborne sea-based aircraft also took to the sky as the exercise progressed. Voisan's amphibious landing ship approached the island of the imaginary enemy, and under the cover of the aircraft from Lijian Province, they began the landing operation. The combat power displayed by these 2 world superpowers shocked the world. However, another thing that shocked the world even more was happening. Calling number 1, hack into the data link of Largy. Shi Lei's hands danced quickly on the keyboard like 2 dancing butterflies. Falcon, successfully hacked into the data link, open the shared connection. Largy was the aircraft carrier in Lijian Province. Shi Lei was one of the world's top hackers. The organization he represented was hacking into the world's top 2 military superpowers in an attempt to remotely control part of Lijian Province's aircraft carrier and obtain some information. Calling number 1, simulate the normal communication command of Largy. Roger that, number 1. Shi Lei nervously operated the keyboard. Under normal circumstances, even with the support of a top-notch supercomputer, it was almost impossible to hack into an aircraft carrier from the outside. However, the organization that Shi Lei was in had forcibly obtained a remote login permission from Lijian Province's aircraft carrier. As a result, the invasion became less difficult. The aircraft carrier's defense in Lijian Province is not as strong as the legends say. After Shi Lei completed Falcon's order, he still had time to stroll around the aircraft carrier's operating system. Calling number 1, crack the communication password. Falcon's latest order came, and Shi Lei was so angry that he almost vomited blood. Crack the communication password. What kind of international joke was this? The aircraft carrier's communication password had an extremely high level of security. Relying on his few broken computers and a high-level civilian server, it was undoubtedly a fool's dream to crack the password. Falcon, please repeat the order. Shi Lei thought that Falcon's order had been transmitted incorrectly, and the other members' orders had been transmitted to him. The organization that he was in was very resourceful and powerful. Otherwise, they would not have had the idea of a joint exercise. Number 1, crack the communication password of the aircraft carrier Vladimir. Repeat the order, crack the communication password of the aircraft carrier Vladimir. Quote. The sweat on Shi Lei's forehead broke out all at once. If I die, so be it. Shi Lei's 10 fingers brought about a series of afterimages as he rapidly tapped on the keyboard. The only sounds left in the warehouse were the humming sound of the fan and the tapping sound of the keyboard. Ding dong ding dong ding dong. A rapid alarm sounded from the Bluetooth earpiece. A red warning popped up on the computer screen in the middle. The electronic information security personnel of the aircraft carrier Vladimir had discovered the cracking work and were in the process of reverse tracking. If it had been any other time, Shi Lei would have immediately started to clean up, eliminate the traces of invasion, and then give up on the chicken and run away. However, this was a collective operation of the organization. If his part failed, the other members would definitely fail as well. If the organization pursued the responsibility, Shi Lei would definitely not be able to escape the blame. Shi Lei had a deep fear of the mysterious organization. If he messed up this time, he would definitely be mysteriously disappeared. Damn it, I'll go all out. Shi Lei quickly established a remote connection and connected to the backup server that he had prepared in advance. He expanded his computing power and attacked even more fiercely. Calling Falcon, requesting backup. There was also a hint of panic in Falcon's voice. Hold on. Number 1, hold on for 30 seconds. Shi Lei smiled bitterly. He had just mocked the aircraft carrier Vladimir for being trash. Now that he had been discovered by the other party, he knew how powerful the other party was. Perhaps the other party was far inferior to him in terms of invasion and attack, but the other party's tracking technology was simply at the peak of perfection. Another one has been destroyed. There are still 3 transit servers left. The transit servers were high-level chickens. They can hold on for 15 to 20 seconds at most. Shi Lei muttered to himself. His originally pale face became even paler, and dense sweat appeared on his forehead. Clap clap. The sound of the mechanical keyboard was almost continuous. Calling Falcon, we will be exposed in 5 seconds. Falcon did not respond and directly cut off the Bluetooth headset. BZZT BZZT BZZT. A blind tone came from the Bluetooth headset. Warning. An unknown object has been discovered, approaching at high speed. Quote. On the roof of the warehouse, the high-definition surveillance camera locked onto a small black particle in the air. Shi Lei stared at the computer screen, and his face became more and more ugly. This surveillance program was written by Shi Lei himself. In terms of graphics processing, Shi Lei had unique insights. For example, the high-definition surveillance camera could now calculate the corresponding distance and speed through the changes in the size of the black dot on the screen. On the aircraft carrier Vladimir, the electronic information security personnel successfully tracked Shi Lei. The aircraft carrier was connected to the keyhole optical satellite in outer space, and combined with the global positioning system, it accurately locked onto Shi Lei's position. Oh, damn it, Jimmy, take a look, what is that? In the Electronic Information Security Office, several information security personnel looked at the image from the keyhole satellite. Suddenly, the office door was pushed open. A drone operator shouted with a pale face, quickly check, the control authority of the drone has been changed. Jimmy covered his forehead and wailed. Oh. Shit. In the warehouse, Shi Lei looked at the black dot that was getting closer and closer. The high-definition surveillance camera finally showed the full picture of the black dot in front of Shi Lei. The moment Shi Lei saw it clearly, all the strength in his body seemed to be sucked away in an instant. Predator. Hierfa. FCK. 2 seconds later, there was a violent explosion in the warehouse. Because the Predator was an MQ-1 drone, and Hierfa was an airborne anti-tank missile. Shi Lei had been abandoned by the organization. The weapons he prepared were not put to use at all. The escape route he prepared was also not put to use. At the moment of death, Shi Lei thought a lot. He was an orphan, and in order to find news of his parents, he was obsessed with hacking. It was also because of his hacking that he was now dead. Shi Lei also thought that his motherland, Sha, might have a worse relationship with Lijian province and Voisan. All of this was because of that mysterious organization behind the scenes. From the beginning to the end, he was just a chess piece. It was just a pity that he did not have the chance to take revenge. The moment his consciousness disappeared, Shi Lei suddenly remembered a classic saying. I just want to be a good person, why not give me a chance? Shi Lei was dead. He could not care less about the diplomatic dispute between Sha, Lijian province and Voisan, nor could he care less about the shocking news of Lijian province's missile bombardment of Xiaoxia's city. In outer space, a pitch-black space rift silently opened. A mysterious purple light flew out of the space rift and shot toward the blue earth. Searching. The city of miracles. Not found. Searching. The magic net. Not found. Destruct. System. Loading. Found. Inheritor. The mysterious light transmitted an unknown message. If there was an expert in the human language of the Clendia world, then they would definitely know the above information accurately. Searching for the city of miracles. Not found. Searching for the magic net. Not found. Self-destruct system loading. Inheritor found. Year 2006, August 31st, Sha, Shuangqing City, Shuangqing University. Shi Lei wore a pair of silly silver-rimmed glasses, a cheap t-shirt and jeans, and stood in front of the university gate with a strange expression on his face. P.S. New update upload requires like and comment.